So GoZ was recently added into Shapelab in the beta. It's going to be it'll be in the full release, I think, on December 16th, the 2026 release. So I've just been testing it out, and it's working really well. So, for instance, I used in a recent project, I had a whole army of miniatures that I part of the workflow was in ZBrush. I was doing the final decimation and remesh by union, all that sort of stuff, and then I was GoZ them across here into Shapelab, and then I was going inside, and then it's really easy in VR to just clean up for print on the inside. So, and then I was exporting them from within Shapelab then back out as the STL. But so I had loads of them to do. I think I had 64 to do. So I was using GoZ for that the whole time, and it was just brilliant. I could go back and forth actually seamlessly, and they were quite heavy meshes. Not that heavy, but it's pretty much instant. So this one here, this is 1.1 million. So one great use for this is because you'll see here in Shapelab, I mentioned in one of the early videos, there's a quad remesh here, but it's an open source QuadraFlow. I think it's the same one, maybe it's in Blender, but it's not that great, nowhere near the quality of quad remesher or Z remesher and ZBrush. Same thing. But so I was thinking, well, okay, let's see how fast we can bring this model across into ZBrush, remesh it, and project it, and then collapse the highest level, projected level back in ZBrush, bring it back in to Shapelab, and then reconstruct the subdiv levels. So I did it a couple of times already just to test it out, and yeah, it works fine. It's no problem. And you don't have to leave VR. You can just stay in the headset. Now, I am using virtual desktop, so that's part of the workflow here for me. It should work. Yeah, like it's going to work fine if you're using. I haven't used Link basically in years. I'm on a Quest 3. I haven't. It's a really bad piece of software, so I haven't used. I've been using virtual desktop, and Steam Link will also work as well. So the idea being you don't actually have to take off the headset, go over to, because I'm away here, I'm on the sofa, sitting away from the computer. So you don't want to take off the headset, go over, do that, come back, put the headset on. It's grand to be able to just stay within the headset. So we'll take this model here, and then ZRemesh, GoZ is really easy to set up in Shapelab. The first time I installed it, it was just down here to this menu, and if you haven't got it installed, it's pretty much just one click, and then it's all set up. You open ZBrush, and then it's just set up. There's not really any messing around you have to do. It was very easy to do. I was actually surprised at how easy it is to do, because usually there's a bit of messing when you have to set up a ZBrush GoZ link to whatever program. So you just hit that, and now it's pretty much instant. So I'm going to click straight across, but it'll be already there. So I have ZBrush is the UI. I have the UI squashed down. I'm usually on a 4K monitor, so I have the UI way squashed down. Okay, so here it is here anyway. Polyframe is on, so it's quite dense, so that's why it just looks like a black silhouette. So I have this custom menu here. I just have it dragged over. I usually have a hotkey. And for this, I'm going to use History Project. So you can do this. You can use pass-through on the headset, double tap, and if you have a Bluetooth keyboard on your lap or whatever, or if you're sitting at your computer. For this though, I'm just going to use the software keyboard here. And I have my Z remesher here in the custom menu. Obviously, you can just get it from here, from geometry. The same geometry Z remesher, and just use it from here. So it's just pretty much a matter of I want the control click the timeline, and now I've set a history checkpoint there. So now I can use project history. It just saves you having to duplicate. And now I just hit Z remesher. And done. So now I'm going to use the history project. So back up here, divide once, project history, divide, project history. Do maybe once more, project history. And now I could keep going up if I want, but just for the purposes of the demo here, we've got subdiv level 4. So I'm just going to delete higher. Delete higher. Yes, delete higher. Delete lower. Sorry, delete lower. What am I talking about? Delete lower, and then GoZ's already set up here for Shapelab. So GoZ back across. Double tap. So now I just double click back in, and here it is. This is the mesh. That's the 4th level of the Z mesh collapsed. And now we can just go in here to this the primary thumbstick menu, multi-resolution, and then just unsubdivide, and then we can get our levels back there down to the lowest Z mesh level. So obviously doing it here when I'm recording and all the rest, going through the steps. What did that take? I don't know, a minute or 2 minutes or whatever it was, a couple of minutes, but you can do that really fast if you're doing it all the time, or if you like. It's brilliant now because obviously you need ZBrush, but you have Quadramesher pretty much as close to inside Shapelab as we want, and then we have all of our levels here, so that's pretty much it. Just a very, very handy addition, and not just for Quadramesher, but you can use all the other tools as well. The Decimate and ZBrush. You can use the remesh by union or whatever tools over there you want to use, and then just bring your mesh back. And then this is a way of easily getting your subdivision levels back as well if you need to. Just collapse them and unsubdivide. There is also a detailed transfer, so you could bring the high res over and do the same. You could do the projection here instead of doing it in ZBrush, but it's just as fast to either way, it's just as fast, but it just means you've less, everything's already set up in ZBrush. You don't need an extra mesh. You use the project history, and then here you just unsubdivide rather than dealing with extra meshes here or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it then for GoZ.